Hey everyone, we know we don't believe in heaven or hell any longer, but we need to ask, is there really eternal life? Shalom everybody, and welcome to Beit Tefillah. I've been asked quite a few times by people that have left Christianity and the New Testament and the doctrines of heaven and hell behind them, is there really eternal life? Is there really something that comes next after this life? Because now they've abandoned the New Testament and they're focusing on reading the Tanakh or the Old Testament. They discovered there isn't a whole lot in there about the eternal life or what comes next. Well, there's not many references, but there's some. And that's what I want to talk about today. But first I want to mention a video that I did quite a few years ago entitled Eternal Life is Not Like the Church Teaches. That video has gotten a lot of views, and it pretty much dismantles the whole Christian idea and doctrines of heaven and hell, which aren't really Christian originally. They're more Jewish, Greek, and Egyptian mysticism. But these ideas have evolved over time and have been influenced by cultural exchange and human imagination. So if you're new to this channel, if you still believe in the idea of heaven and hell, and if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend you watching that first. And I'm going to put a link to that below in the description so you can find that easy, okay? The Christianity that I was raised in and became involved in and active in as an adult more or less created a fire escape religion which tried driving people into doing what they recommend, suggested, or teach, lest they spend eternity roasting in a fiery hell forever and ever and ever. In the Tanakh or the Old Testament, God talks very little about eternity. As a matter of fact, eternal life isn't mentioned at all in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, for those of you that are new. The word Torah roughly translates into guidelines and instructions for having life. And those are to guide us in this life. So what exactly does the Old Testament say about it? Well, God said absolutely nothing about going to heaven and hell. Like I said, those are just Christian constructs from things older than that. And he doesn't really say a whole lot about what comes next, just little bits here and there. So let's go over these. And we'll start with a few verses in Psalms about being raised up. In Psalm 16:10, "For you do not leave my being in the grave, neither let your set apart see the pit." Psalm 49:14-15, "Like sheep they shall be laid in the grave. Death shall shepherd them, and the upright rule over them in the morning. And their form is consumed in the grave, far from their dwelling. But Elohim does redeem my being from the power of the grave, for he does receive me. Selah." Psalm 71:18-20, "And also when I am old and gray, O Elohim, do not forsake me, until I declare your strength to a generation, your might to all those who are to come. For your righteous, O Elohim, is most high, you who have done great deeds, O Elohim, who is like you. You who have shown me great and evil distresses, revive me again and bring me up again from the depths of the earth." And the book of Daniel has from his visions, Daniel 7:18, "Then the set apart ones of the Most High shall receive the rain and possess the rain forever and ever." Daniel 12:1, "And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one who was found written in the book, and many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth wake up, some to everlasting life, some to reproaches and everlasting abhorrence. And those who have insight shall shine like the brightness of the expanse, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But you, Daniel, hide the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall diligently search, and knowledge shall increase." Kind of sounds like what's happening now, doesn't it? Daniel 12:13, "But you go your way till the end and rest, and arise to your lot at the end of the days." And the prophet Isaiah writes in chapter 25, 8-9, "He shall swallow up death forever, and the Master Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from all faces, and take away the reproach of his people from the earth, for Yahweh has spoken. And it shall be said in that day, See, this is our Elohim, we have waited for him, and he saves us. This is Yahweh, we have waited for him, let us be glad and rejoice in his deliverance." Isaiah 26:19, "Let your dead live, together with my dead body, let them arise. Awake and sing, you who dwell in dust, for your dew is a dew of light, and let the earth give birth to the departed spirits." And Job says in Job 14:12-13, "And man shall lie down and not rise, till the heavens are no more, they awake not, nor are aroused from their sleep. If only you would hide me in the grave and conceal me until your wrath turns away, set me a time and remember me." And we have in Proverbs 14:32, "By his own evil doing the wrong is thrust down, but the righteous has a refuge in death." So how could we have a refuge in death unless we were rescued from it, right? One from Hosea 13:14, "I will ransom them from the power of the grave, I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be your destruction." And the book of Ezekiel is one of my favorites, chapter 37, 12-14. "Thus said the Master Yahweh, See, O my people, I am opening your graves, and shall bring you up from your graves, and shall bring you into the land of Yisra'el. And you shall know that I am Yahweh when I open your graves, O my people, and bring you up from your graves. And I shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and I shall settle you in your own land, and you shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken and have done it, declares Yahweh." Let's read some passages next of what he said the next life will be like, starting with Isaiah 11:6-9. "A wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and a leopard lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child will lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones lie down together, and a lion will eat straw like an ox. And the nursing child shall play by the cobra's hole, and the weaned child shall put his hand in the adder's den. They do no evil nor destroy in all of my set-apart mountain, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Yahweh as the water covers the sea." Isaiah 65:17-19. "For look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come to heart. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For look, I create Yerushalayim, a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I shall rejoice in Yerushalayim, and shall joy in my people, and let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying." And Jeremiah talks about the new covenant, so logically there must be a new earth for that. Let's read that in Jeremiah 31:33-34. "For this is the covenant I shall make with the house of Yisrael after those days, declares Yahweh. I shall put my Torah in their inward parts and write it on their hearts. And I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And no longer shall they teach each one to his neighbor and each one to his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares Yahweh. For I shall forgive their crookedness and remember their sin no more." So why does God talk very little about the next life? Well, I think God was a little hesitant to talk about it, so we wouldn't be focusing on it. The Torah tells us to do things like treat each other fairly with balanced weights and measures. It gives us commands in regarding to being clean, eating right, and taking care of widows and fatherless. It commands us to rest on the Sabbath every week, to keep the feast days, and worship no one but the Creator. Things like that. That's what we should be focusing on now. He gives us his Torah for this life, so we should be focusing on that. And that's all I have for this video today. Thanks for watching, everyone, and being a part of Beit Tefillah. Please check out that video I recommended if you haven't seen it yet, the one on eternal life is not like the church teaches. Please sub to our channel if you haven't done so, and give this video a thumbs up. We'd sure appreciate it. A shout out and a shalom to all who are Yisra'el and scattered worldwide in the dispersion. Everybody be blessed and have a wonderful day.